Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. How are you doing today? Hope you are having a great day. Ready for some news stories from Ask a Lawyer? Let's go to the first one, about OP, who refuses to attend her sister's wedding because she doesn't want to face her sister's future in-laws, as she was dating her sister's fiance once and it didn't end well. Listen to the story to find out why, and of course to hear my insights. Enjoy the stories, and don't forget to like and subscribe. And of course, don't forget to leave a comment. Anyways, my younger sister is getting married next May, engaged just a few weeks ago. She's coincidentally dating my high school ex, who I dated for 3 years, between 18 and 20. I'm 27 now. It was long enough ago that we're all on friendly terms, and no one really finds it that strange anymore. My sis and her fiance still live in our hometown of not that many people. I've moved away since I turned 21, and whenever I come home, I basically only see my closest family and no one else. I don't have the best reputation with some of the older generations, and I'm fully aware of this. This is important. So the issue I'm now facing is that I truly, desperately, do not want to see my sister's fiance's parents, who hated me when we were dating. We had split on terrible terms. It was my fault. I was in a bad place and cheated on him in college. But even though he doesn't carry any kind of grudge anymore, everyone in town knows his family despises me. My sister recently called me about this very topic. She wanted to walk me through all the tricky pitfalls of interacting with his parents, since they still hate me and will probably say terrible things to me in public. She told me that his parents promised to be on good behavior, but that I shouldn't provoke them. But no matter how much I insist that it was a complete lie from them, my sister is still 100% blind to how psychotic and dishonest his parents could be. So I sat on it for a few days thinking about all the crap they'll end up doing to me, and it just ate me so much I couldn't sleep for 2 nights. I talked it through with friends and my boyfriend, and eventually called my sister to tell her that I don't know what to do, because I might not be able to go to her wedding if there's any chance I'll be publicly humiliated and verbally taken advantage of in front of hundreds. Well, I gently raised this with my sister, but she lost it. She said if I miss her wedding, then I should just never call her again, because she won't pick up. She thinks I should just suck it up and let his parents do whatever they want to me for her big day. I get where she's coming from, but I also feel like the cost is too high for the sake of my own mental sanity over the next year. Am I the a-hole? Edit. To everyone asking why no one's told the parents to behave. The parents are telling my sister and her fiance that they won't say anything to me and will be perfectly sweet. But I know them well enough to know this is a complete and utter lie. I told my sister as much, but she has never seen their nasty side and totally believes them at their word. So now it makes me look like I'm bailing on her wedding for no reason at all, even though I know his parents won't resist talking down to me if they see me. Well, OP definitely needs to go to her sister's wedding. She can tell her sister in advance that if her fiance's parents say anything rude, she will leave the wedding. Also, if OP's sister's in-laws start a fight, it's not OP's fault. They should be embarrassed about it, not OP. What she did is in the past, and they can't keep starting fights every time they see OP. Also, they're now going to be in OP's sister's life constantly, so OP won't be able to avoid them forever. She needs to face them without being afraid. And now let's see if the community agrees with me. Kakistan says, "You're the a-hole. You're worried that you'll be harassed for cheating on your ex by your ex's parents? Probably a fair assessment, and it may be a real possibility, although it's real hypocritical for you to call them dishonest. However, that doesn't matter. It's your sister's wedding. You should go, and try your best to avoid them. Be there for your sister. It's so selfish to think, oh yeah, I shouldn't go and support my sibling on one of the most important days of their lives because I might be shouted at for something I deserve. Also, that doesn't even consider the possibility that your ex's parents aren't terrible people and won't want to derail the entire wedding to shout at you for something you deserve. And although they hate you, it's quite egotistical to assume you'll be top of their priorities at their son's wedding. Buck up." Ping Pong Professor says, "I know this is going to be an unpopular opinion, but here goes anyway. You're the a-hole, and massively so, because you are blaming your ex's parents for what you imagine they are going to do, to the extent that you should skip your sister's wedding. Go to the wedding, avoid his parents as much as you can, and be civil to them when you can't. And if you're actually unable to do that, then you need to seek professional counseling." Webby Vanderquack says, "Everyone sucks here. It's profoundly uncool of your sister to walk you through the tricky pitfalls, if those pitfalls involve verbal aggression from other guests. They're the ones who should restrain themselves, not you. But I also think missing your sister's wedding, when none of this is really her fault, is not the right move. There has to be a happy medium between you not going and her letting his parents do whatever they want to you for her big day. So I, 43 female, and my soon-to-be ex-husband, Ralph, 43 male, have a daughter, Diane, 18 female. Ralph works as a graphic artist, and Diane eventually showed interest when planning on a career post-high school, so she started taking electives related to it. The intention was that Ralph would put in a good word down the line for a job or internship at the same company he worked. For all classes related to graphic design, Ralph did easily 75% or more of the classwork. And I do not mean help. He straight up finished all the assignments after work that she would start in class, and even submit them into Canvas himself on her account. This never sat right with me, and we would fight about this on a regular basis. Yet the cheating continued, and for 2 years, I just aired my grievances without ever actually doing anything about it. On Diane's senior year, so this school year, she successfully got accepted into a hybrid position at a local technical college. So she would take entry college level courses there in the morning and resume high school in the afternoon. Again, was very pissed that she got accepted with Ralph's work, but I lost that argument. In May, I remember watching Ralph complete her assignments while Diane was eating Cheetos watching Netflix, when I think I finally had enough. She was about to graduate, was going to go to this college full-time, and mostly me, I was the breadwinner to be honest, so most of my money went towards that fund. We're literally going to pay for tuition that would be mostly cheated on, and I thought this was beyond ridiculous, and a wake-up call needed to happen now. So I emailed one of her instructors that I knew and waited. Pretty quickly, the college accused her, and both Ralph and Diane knew it was me who said something right away. I'll spare you the details of that argument, but we're divorcing as a result, and Diane refuses to speak to me. A disciplinary meeting occurred. Diane had to prove that she was capable of the coursework on her own for some time and failed, so she was expelled. An investigation is also being conducted by the high school, and she lost some elective credits but still graduated. She will not be able to attend this college again, and there is a mark on her academic record. Ralph moved into a relative's place, and Diane followed suit. We're going through the divorce now. So the family is pretty split on this, with some saying I did the right thing, while others say I should not have interfered. Mostly Ralph's family. Am I right or wrong? If more info is needed, I will gladly share. Thanks. Wow, that's a tough one. While I don't support or justify cheating, stealing, etc., I personally would never report my child. I'm sure there are other ways to prevent situations like that. Also, life would have taught her that you won't go far with cheating. Of course, in this situation, OP's husband should have been teaching their daughter how to do the work, not do the work for her. He was wrong. OP's daughter was wrong for allowing her father to do her work. But OP went too far in my opinion. And now let's see if the community agrees with me. I guess not. ExoBoist1 says, not the a-hole. Diane needed to learn how to do the work herself, unless Ralph was planning to tag along at every job she takes to do that too. JacksonLove3 says, holy crap, that's a rough one to deal with. I'm saying not the a-hole. Clearly, your morals and ethics are much higher standards than your ex-husband's and your daughter's. I don't know what else you could have done besides going nuclear, considering you addressed this before it got to be this bad. I'm sorry you lost your husband and your daughter out of the situation, but I think you did the right thing overall. Neither of them have any morals or ethics, which is just sad. I think Diane would have gotten caught at some point, but then again, maybe not. Happy Summer Breeze says, everyone sucks here. What did you gain here? You could have refused to pay for college without this level of nuclear. In UK, so student debt and medical debt aren't concerns. Myself, my brother, and my cousin all got an equal amount from our grandmother's estate, just short of $90K each. House prices where we were tend to start at $200K, so I went to an extremely cheap area of the country and found a house for just under $60K. After the additional costs, I have about $20K left. My brother, Ant, got the same amount I did. While moving was easy enough for me, as my degree and on-campus job have both just ended, and my daughter hasn't started school yet. Ant is currently in a job where he can't leave without a crap ton of legal issues. Aside from being stuck there, Ant has also said he wouldn't want to move, even if he had the choice. Ant wants to buy a flat in his current location. He's looking at $140K for a one-bedroom. He still has his $85K. He and his girlfriend have saved another $30, and he's asked if I can give him $10, which will give him $125K total. He's hoping for a discount on the $140K if he can pay cash, which he's been told could work, but he needs at least $125K to make an offer like that. And without my help, he only has $115. I've said no. While I'm currently comfortable, owning my own house and having just lined up a new job, this $20K is basically my entire savings, and Aunt is asking me to half it. I've said that he could just find a cheaper place or get a mortgage for the tail end of his $140K, but Aunt says he can't move and wants the security of owning outright. I've said I sympathize, but it's my money, so he's going to have to figure it out himself. He said it's not my money, it's our grandmother's money, and she would want us all to be secure. I pointed out that our grandmother was a bee who hated me, and Aunt called me a hypocrite for taking her money in the first place. I pointed out that I have a kid to take care of, while he doesn't want kids, and Aunt said that my daughter is set for life due to her dad. He's had a moan to Mom about it, and now Mom is saying that I should give Aunt at least $10K, possibly more, as he can't leave his area, and I was only able to own outright because I was unemployed at the time, and my daughter wasn't in school yet, and therefore able to move. So she feels that Aunt should be given help due to him making responsible choices. After that comment, I told them both to get ducked. They said I wasn't listening to them and was being an a-hole. They also accused me of looking for an excuse to not help Aunt out of jealousy. I said that if there was any doubt in my mind about helping Aunt before, that doubt has been thoroughly erased, and told Aunt to have fun mortgage shopping. Since this, we've barely spoken, and when we have spoken, it's tense and hostile. Am I the a-hole for not helping Aunt? I can't even see any mention of him paying it back either. So he just wants OP to just gift him $10K? Nope. OP's brother claims his situation isn't his fault. It's not OP's fault either. This is OP's money, and he doesn't have a leg to stand on. OP needs to stand her ground and keep it for her own financial security. It's OP's money. End of story. And now let's hear the community's opinion. Dimity Blue says, not the a-hole. Why, oh why, would you give Aunt £10,000? He and his girlfriend can get a mortgage for £25,000. If they want to own their home outright ASAP, they can pay the mortgage off quicker so it's over and done with. Most buyers are facing mortgages of 20-plus years. His throwing a fit and demanding £10,000 is obnoxious. If your mom wants him to have an extra £10,000, she can give it to him. So she feels that Aunt should be given help due to him making responsible choices. Your choices were even more responsible. Would Aunt be helping you out if the situation were reversed? Or would you have been told that you should have moved like Aunt did? Outlandishness New 259 says, not the a-hole. He will have a small mortgage. Big deal. His property will appreciate in value faster than yours, so he will end up better off in the end. He is selfish and entitled, and it seems like your mom made him that way. Gator Toad says, not the a-hole. You both got the same amount of money. If he doesn't want to leave the area he lives in, that's on him. He's not entitled to your money despite what both he and your mother think. He can go to the bank and ask for a mortgage. Keep your money, and if they ask again, tell him to either ask your mother or ask your cousin for the money instead. I'm a junior in college, 20 male, majoring in economics with a minor in mathematics. I have a merit-based scholarship that covers part of my tuition. Going to college has always been my dream, and I worked really hard to get here. I worked since I was 15 to save money for college because I know how expensive it can be. Right now, I study and work because the scholarship doesn't cover all my expenses, and I'll still have to pay off student loans after I graduate. My parents also give me some money, but it's not nearly enough. This week, I talked to my sister, 17 female, about her college applications. She's excited, and I'm happy for her. I'm sure she'll get into a good college. During our conversation, my sister mentioned that she was applying for the same scholarships I have, and that she's glad our parents have saved up a considerable amount for college. I asked her how much it was, and she told me. I was shocked, because my parents never set up a fund for me. It felt really unfair that they set up a fund for my sister but not for me. I talked to my parents about it and said it was unfair. I asked for half of that amount to help with my loans, and I said they shouldn't have favored only one child. They said they helped me, and they only managed to save up in recent years. They also mentioned that life is tougher for my sister because she's a woman and that my current situation is okay with my job. I didn't agree with them. Since that day I argued with my parents. My sister hasn't been talking to me, and my parents aren't very friendly either. My sister just accused me of trying to take her money. Am I the a-hole? I'm Montez says, It's hard to determine the line between equal and fair, but seems in this case they have a weak excuse. Can always remember this when they need their help in their golden years. Not the a-hole. Sunset Texas Amarillo says, "Not the a-hole. I totally agree. Your misguided parents are wrong. But your sister is also wrong. It's not her money. Which means in your case, your parents decide who to give their money to. Unless your parents change their minds, unfortunately you are screwed. Just do the best you can and maintain minimal contact with them. When you graduate, go no contact. In later years, if your parents need financial help, tell them to ask your sister. Sorry, OP." Sissy Cindy 109 says, "Not the a-hole. Sister is the golden child. OP, the best revenge is success. You're best served by attaining your degree ASAP and going no contact with the a-holes in your life." My ex and I are split up. Our older son lives with him and younger with me. We're both not high income, but he somehow landed a wife who makes 4 times our income, and they often go out of the country on nice vacations, which I guess he has been sharing with the kids. The kids want their passports now thanks to his brainwashing. I initially said yes because him and my son caught me off guard and started asking me if it was okay one day. Then I had time to think about it and realized how bad things are in the world right now, and I don't feel like it's worth the risk and danger having the kids so far away from me and out of the country with their dad and stepmom. They also need my consent per our custody agreement to go out of the country anyway, and at this point, I'd never say yes. So today when my ex asked me if ex-date was okay for the passport appointment, I asked where he's even going to be taking the kids, to which he told me they didn't know yet. They just want to get the ball rolling because it takes 3 months to get the passport, and they haven't planned anything specific yet, which I find sketchy. So I told him and the kids no, that he needs my consent to take them anywhere because of how bad the world is right now, and I'd never agree, so passports are pointless. My younger son got upset, and my ex got angry also, and kept repeating, "Are you just never going to allow them to go anywhere then?" I never said that, just not right now. So my ex is texting me now, saying I'm an a-hole and I'm robbing my kids of experiences. Except I never have gone out of the country, and I don't have a passport, and I'm fine. So I don't really buy it. Like, does a 7-year-old and a 14-year-old really need to experience Japan or England or whatever? They can go when they are 18 and probably appreciate it more then. Other than some initial disappointment, my kids haven't even mentioned it to me again. So I have a feeling they don't really care, and it's more their dad influencing them. So am I the a-hole? Figsy Van says, "You're the a-hole. Jealousy is no reason to deny your kids a traveling experience. I bet they are planning somewhere nice. Were you thinking Baghdad?" Eastbake 7484 says, "You're the a-hole. You've never been out of the country, and you are not fine. You're terrified of the world. That isn't normal, reasonable, or healthy." Babsy Allen says, "You're the a-hole, controlling and jealous that the ex can provide something you can't. Why punish your kids though? The world is dangerous is the lamest of lame excuses."